Okay, so I'll show you how to use the conditional limit order, and I'll be using the demo trading. Potentially use that one, but most of the time I use my live account because that's what I prefer to use. So let's take, for instance, I put in maybe APT USDT. I tell you to sell. So what you go and do is that you input the entry price, right? You just put in the figure 0. Whatever. So let's take down as APT. Simply search for APT USDT. Of course, you have to make sure that it's USDT perpetual, and then use a conditional limit order. As you can see here, that it's a limit order, it's not a market order. So you input the entry price. So here you can see that the entry price was 7.3140. So 7.3140. Then here again 7.3140. And then you decide how much you want to, like how much of a capital you want to use. So for my real account, I mostly use either 10 or 5. Alright, so if I want to open a whole bunch of positions, most of the time I use like 5%. But if it's Bitcoin or Ethereum, it could be 10% or 15%. It all depends. Then I'll come to the take profit or stop loss. So if it's a sell conditional limit order, I'll go to short, and then I'll input the take profit. So let's take, for instance, the price is falling. I can put it at maybe 1.000 something. Now, most of the time, I intentionally put my take profit, whether it's a sell order or a buy order, at a place that I believe that the price won't reach, because I trade strictly according to my strategy. So until I get a sell signal, I'll not exit. So I'm not using, what's the name of this? Most people use risk to reward ratio. I don't use that. I mostly trade straight according to strategy. Come in and put in the stop loss. So let's take the stop loss here was 7.7540. So stop loss 7.750. So that's 7650. Then just put in the stop loss and take profit. Most of the time I'm mostly writing that is open, but I mostly use a price that I believe it won't get to. So that's for a sell order. So I always make sure that I put it as short. So if it's a buy limit order, so let's take, for instance, in this situation, because the price, I thought it was going up, so I sent in a buy limit order in the group. So buy conditional limit order. So the entry price, you then go to the Bybit account, then you put in the entry price. So then type it in. So 7 point, and then the other figures, maybe 5, whatever. Then type in the same thing again, and then you set the amount that you want to use. So like I've been saying, for Bitcoin and Ethereum, it's mostly 10% or more that I use to trade. So it could be 10% or 15% or 20%, it all depends. And then for the other altcoins, because of the way they move, most of the time I put it at 5%. I'm not saying that's what you choose, but I'm mostly looking at my capital that that I'll be using to trade. And then you go and then set your take profit. So for buy limit or buy order, you always make sure that you use, it's like the long section. Don't go to short, you go to long, and then you input the price. And so if the price, as of the time that So let's say maybe the price was at 7.7940. I could put it above it, so the entry price will be maybe 7. It could even be 8.000. Then the take profit, I mostly put it at a higher price for the buy limit order. So a place where maybe I believe the price might not reach, so I could even put it at maybe 50. Not because I think to go there, but I want to put it at such a high place that the price won't get there. So until I get the exact signal, I'll still be in the trade. Then the stop loss that I provided, so stop loss 7.4505. So I'll then input the stop loss 7.4505. So, and after, so just click confirm. So the limit order will be somewhere here. Right, so this is where you see all the limit orders, conditional limit orders, and then the limit orders that have been triggered, you see them here. So let's say, for instance, if it triggered, intention open a market order. So like short position. So you can see that all the orders that you open, they are all here. You can see them here. So intention close it. So that's how you use the limit orders. So you come in, you enter, it said conditional limit order. Yes, you put in the entry price here. So you enter the entry price here, then come down here, enter the entry price again, then set the amount of money you want to use to trade. Most of the time I use 10% or more for Bitcoin and Ethereum trades, and if it's a different, any other altcoin, most of the time I use 5%, because I sometimes open a lot of positions, and then open an order with 10% or more. It could, if you're not lucky, some of these positions can get liquidated due to not having a lot of capital. Then you set a take profit and then stop loss. Okay, let's just make it 7.0 whatever, just so that I'll be able to demonstrate again how to set the take profit and stop loss. So for a buy conditional limit order, you then set the take profit and stop loss here, and then for a sell limit conditional order, you then set the take profit and a stop loss here. So then we go to the charts and look at the APT USDT. So let's take this APT USDT for instance. Open another one. So APT USDT. So with this one, for instance, I still haven't gotten the exact signal. My exact signal, it could be three of them. It could be either when this green line that you see here. Let me see. Okay, let me zoom out a little bit. So this green line that you see here, if sometimes it crosses the price, depending on the situation, I could exit. If this blue line, for instance, if it crosses above the red line, when it's a sell position, I could exit. And also when the price closes in this cloud that you see here, for a sell position, I can also exit. But currently I haven't gotten any kind of signal to exit. And then so also vice versa for a buy position. So for a buy position, let's see if I can get much. Okay, let me use Bitcoin as an example. So let's take this Bitcoin for instance. I can use it as it due to two reasons. Either one, this green line that you see here, has crossed the price. So for the buy signal, let's take for instance here, you can see that the green line has crossed the price fully. So I could have exited, on this red candlestick that you see here, and then I could also exit when the blue line crosses below the red line. So you can see that here the blue line it crossed below the red line. So you can see I could have exited on this big red candlestick here, or I could have waited till the price closed, like this green candlestick. You see it closed inside the cloud. So until either one of these three exit signals are given, I can be in the trade throughout. And of course, when I get a signal to exit, I'll post it in the group. So yeah, but as you can see, the APT USDT, the sell limit order, I still haven't gotten the exit signal, so I'm still in the trade. As you can see, it's still dumping. So I haven't exited yet. So the moment I get a signal to exit, I'll exit the trade. So that's how I use the this is how you can use the conditional limit orders. When I give you the signal, you can use how I showed you how to input it, to input those signals. So you simply just go to the Bybit account, and then you input all these orders, and then they'll show here at the order section. Yeah, so that's how you use the conditional limit order.